All right, so I've just got back from getting a haircut, feeling fresh, clean, and ready to show you guys why some clinics feel like they're forever chasing new patients that don't appreciate them, and others are literally saying no to people because they can't get them in. So there's a bit of a hybrid concept between two ideas that people have put together in the past. The first one was Eugene Schwartz. He spoke about the levels of awareness. Then Sabri Subi created a buyer's intent from a funnel perspective. And what I've done is just mix those together so that you can start to understand why new patients sometimes feel like they're not quality new patients and why you feel like you get heaps of them and they don't really appreciate you. And then old mate who's been in the building for 50 years has people coming in and they love him and he's not even doing anything to get them to come in, they're just coming in. So the way I live my life is I always want to find the easiest way to do it. Typically it takes more work up front and it's harder and you have to get a system in place, but once that's in place, it just sort of goes along on its own and you just manage it, compared to continually just picking up pieces all the time and trying to stick stuff together and then 12 months later you're doing the same thing, trying to bring the same crap. So I'd rather show you guys how to build a system so that it's easier for you later if you put the work in now. So to kick things off, the topic of this is understanding the audience awareness. Not everyone is sitting there at the same level ready to buy like you might think they are. Everyone's in their own life, they've got their own journey, their own problems, they're different ages, different jobs. Everyone's different. And once you accept that, you can understand there's different levels of awareness. So from Eugene's work, he has 5 stages. I've sort of distilled them into 4. But what he talks about is there's people who are just completely unaware of the problem that you solve. So some people don't have back pain. Some people don't get sore necks. They don't know about the problem. They are unaware, okay? Then there's problem aware. So then they're like, oh, I do have a sore back. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe there's more to this. And they think, okay, I need to start looking for options. Like what's out there? They're starting to do a bit of research. Then once they do enough research, they become solution aware. So they go, I have back pain. I can go and see chiro, physio, take pills. Like they get all these problems. Here's a 5th layer is the product awareness. So that's like what the actual product is. I've just put them together in solution. Then the last one is buyers or most aware. These people know they have a problem. They know what the solution is. They know who they want to go and see. They're ready to buy, right? So that's like the stages of awareness. So then what Sabri Subi did was he added all this into a funnel and tried to understand the percentages so he knew where to target, okay? So in the world, there's paid ads and then there's organic marketing. Paid ads, think about that as buyers, solution aware, people who already know what's going on. Organic content is for people who are unaware of the problem or they're problem aware but they don't know what the solution is yet. So you're just trying to give them something that helps them understand. Cool. So what he worked out as well is that there is actually percentages from all the marketing and everything he's done. He's worked out some rough percentages from this, okay? So starting from the top, what the percentage of unaware people are is about 60% of the population. They don't know your thing exists. They don't have the problem. Then about 17% are actually problem aware. They're like, oh, my back hurts. They don't know what to do though, okay? Then there's a solution aware, which is 20%. So they know what a chiro is, they know what a physio is, they know what pills they need to take, or what the GP will tell them to take. So they know that there's a solution. Then buyers, 3%. 3% of people, the entire population, are ready to buy, okay? That, understanding that concept and then only running paid Facebook ads should blow your fucking mind, because just running paid Facebook ads is at these people here. 3% who are actually ready to buy, and then maybe 20% who are solution aware, they're product aware, but they're not like ready to buy yet. So maybe they do jump the gun. And what this looks like in practice is someone gives you their details online, like you've run a Facebook ad and they give you their details, but then they don't respond. And you're like, oh, why'd you give me your details? Because they're solution aware. They're like looking at the product, but they're not ready to buy yet. Then we jump in and we call them and we annoy them. They're not ready. They're not the 3%. So if I just draw a nice big fat line across here, this half down the bottom here, this is where 99.9% of chiropractors market on social media. They are aiming for 23% of the population. And they wonder why it's a weekly struggle to find these people, to get them in. When they come in, they're in pain, they're not their ideal client. You're fighting over the quarter of the market, right? And it's a complex because this is the easy way to do things, is just put an ad out there and throw money at it. But it makes the hard work, and it makes the hard work forever, okay? Because if we put a label on these types of people, you'll understand why you'll never find a high quality new patient with advertising, all right? So when we start down the bottom, what do buyers who are in pain, know the product, and there's 3% of them want? They want speed. If they give you their details, you have to ring them within an hour, otherwise they're gonna go somewhere else. So they want speed, right? Then the solution aware people, they're looking for deals. They're looking for $49 deals. They actually might go and see someone else for $39 because they've been tossing up a few different things for a while now. But if you've got no other content strategy, it's just price, you're literally playing a game of get it who can be the cheapest. So that's the bottom half. Top half here, problem aware. So they don't know what's going on, but they know there's a problem, so they're looking for an answer, right? So that's what they're looking for. The people who are unaware then, you might think, well, they're unaware, I can't help them at all. It's not true. They are online and they are looking for trust. Now, so as a clinic, if you only talk about chiropractic, yeah, they're not gonna follow you. If you're a human and you show your human problems that you solve and who you are, they will follow you, even though they don't have the problem yet, because they like you and they trust you as a person, okay? And if you get really good at just being a human and showing your whole side, you can show people all the different areas of your life and they will follow you for a long time, and they will follow you from here all the way to here, except when they're a buyer, they're not, oh my God, I'm in pain, I need help right now. They're like, oh, I've got a problem all the way back here. I'm gonna go see that chiro. They're gonna help me. They've already helped me so much. I trust them. Then you skip out this deals thing straight away. So you can, if this person trusts you already and your initial consult's $200, they're probably gonna know that already and they're gonna be like, yeah, but I trust them. I'm gonna go see them. How many times have you paid for something that's more expensive because you trust the business or the person? You do it all the time, okay? So when someone's unaware, trust, that's all they're looking for. They just wanna be who you are as a human so that they can get to know you, get to like you, get to trust you, try and get some similarities with you. And then as soon as that problem comes along, they're like, yeah, this person's my person. I don't care about the deals. I don't care about the speed. I just want to see you. And that is the power of a personal brand. If you can nail your personal brand, know your audience, and actually start to attract them to you, start solving their problems for them, showing them that you've been through these things yourself, how they can overcome it, just giving them value, then they are going to follow you. You're aiming now at 77% of the population. You can see how if you just do the hard work at the start, in the end, you've got the majority and it becomes easy work later. But a lot of chiros and a lot of healthcare practitioners and a lot of businesses, they just can't see over this barrier. It's too much work. What, you want me to make a post every day? Yeah, it's too much work. I'll just run an ad and I'll get the same amount of new patients in. Guess what? They're shitty people who are in pain and they need help right now. They are not your target audience. You don't have a target audience. And that's why every week when you walk in there, you have a new patient and you just feel like you're wasting your time, right? That's why that feels that way. And that's why that's the hard way. Just to clarify, they're not shitty people. They're great people. They got shitty problems and they're in pain and they need help right now. It's desperation compared to desire. They actually want to be there. They trust you. They think you're the guy, you're the woman, you're the best. I'm only ever going to go see you. And then they become better patients and better referrers because they're like, they've been following you for such a long time. They take your friends, their friends and stuff. They're bringing their community to you. They're like, hey, check out this guy. He's the best. Compared to, I went and tried this chiro. You know, they had this deal. So I went in, got some x-rays. Then they tried to sell me this thing for like $3,000. So I started doing it, but then, you know, a couple of visits in, I didn't really feel that much better. Then we had a conversation. Then I dropped to once a week and then, it's all just shit. It's crap. So you can choose how you want to do it. If you want to just run Facebook ads, go for it. You've got about 23% of the population. If you want buyers, you need to be fast. You probably need to set up automations, get on the phone quickly. You need a pretty good deal, so you need to make sure that your business can actually support that. You know, if you give a $49 deal, but it costs $100 to come in, can you cover that $60 loss until they pay that back? That's one road. The other road, which I would strongly suggest, is put the hard yards in now. Start building an audience, start attracting people to you, your audience, solve your problem for them. And you're aiming at 77% of the population who, by the time they come in, it's just like, here you go, here's $200 for the initial consult. Then you just let me know what days you want me here, and I'll just pay for the full thing right now. And let's just get this thing sorted. Your choice. So that is how the concepts work. So think of it, if you've ever heard of a funnel, or if you haven't, this is sort of how a funnel works, right? So if there was one of these on this side too. So you think 100% of the population, so audience. So audience, 60% of them aren't aware, they get stuck at the first level. And then problem aware, so they get stuck at this level because they're just trying to work out, more about the problem. Then there's solution aware, which can cross here, so they're looking for the best deals. Then there's the buyers at the bottom, and pretty much that's where you get like your business from. That's how e-commerce works. They pretty much just try and chalk this up as much as they can because it's a numbers game. Whereas you can flip this and educate and look after these people, bigger population, slower growth, but more realistic, more long-term, you get a much better outcome in the end. So the difference between the two here, ads, content. Ads is an offer. Hey, $49, I'll do all these tests and come in and we'll get started. Content, just helping people with their problem, just solving problems. So it's your choice how you want to do things. I know which way I like to do things. It's help people, then they'll come back and they'll be a much better person to work with. Once you make your choice, then you got to know, what have I got to do? Is it volume or is it consistency? And if you do decide that you want to go with consistency, I just put together a Skool group to help people get started. So I can get your page started, launched, optimized, get your planner sorted, work out your brand voice, who you help, and how you like to post. We can get it all sorted in a planner, scheduler, get in a monthly rotation so that you're posting consistently. And then we can start to show you how you actually start to reach out to these people so that they will become a patient in the future. There's a Skool link below. You can click on that if you like. That's going to take you there. There's a 7-day free trial. You can set your whole profile and stuff up, get the planner, get all the tools, and then leave if you want. If you want to stay and you want to take this seriously, it's $60 USD, which is like $100 AUD a month. But that I can tell you is going to get covered with people booking in to see you. So links underneath. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.